Okay. We are trying to stream here on our podcast. I'm going to go live and see if we can't get a good stream going here, because our stream is not good. It is kind of slow. Well, there it popped up. Good. I don't know. We're having delays in the stream, but I am recording this. So welcome to Eddie Rahx, the live stream. My name is Eddie Rahx, and right here with me today is the lovely and talented Connie Shreve. Connie Shreve.
Thank you for having me, Eddie.
Connie is, we'll get to her in just a second. But first, let's start the show with our intro. Okay, I don't know why the stream is all over the place. It's good, and then it's not. So I would guess that's something to do with Facebook, because we did a speed test, and we're flying over here, aren't we?
We sure are.
We are. We're flying. We got the fast internet. So I don't know why we're having these little lags, but we are recording the show, and I will put it up as a recording later if the stream is that terrible. But without further ado, let's take a look at the traffic cam. My favorite part of the show. Oh, there's a car already. All right. Oh, it's a busy day of traffic there. Just afternoon here. We're running about 10 minutes late because of weird streaming stuff. But I tell you, I do have some hopeful traffic news. Hopeful traffic. Today, and this is amazing, Connie. I was going down the Truman Parkway, the craziest street in Savannah, as far as I'm concerned. And, of course, it had the usual bunch of garbage out there. People are still throwing stuff out the window. And, Connie and I we hate litter. We want to keep Savannah clean, and we encourage people to keep Savannah clean. You remember the song?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we did a song about that. But anyway, y'all have to check that if you haven't checked it out. But today I was very hopeful. I was going down the parkway, and I saw a motorist helping another motorist change their tire. Isn't that nice?
Very
Just
nice.
yesterday, John, the guy I had on yesterday, he told us or reminded us of the parable in the Bible about roadside assistance. And this is when the Good Samaritan stops and helps the person on the side of the road. And, they thought, Samaritan is the last person that would help. But the Samaritan helped, and I hope, because they came from different worlds. And I don't know the story behind these people, but if they are on opposite sides of the political spectrum or whatever divides us here in this country, it's good to see them come together and put all that aside just for the everyday decency of helping somebody change a tire. And that was nice. Then I went further up the road, Connie, and what did I see? Somebody using the shoulder lane to fix their makeup. Now, we should talk about the shoulder lane, because we've talked about the fast lane and staying right when you're slow. But the shoulder lane is an emergency lane. It's for when people do need roadside assistance, when they blow a tire, they pull off the road, or it's a place to swerve off the road if there is something in your path, some kind of obstacle. It is not the place to chat on the phone or to do the, oh my God, I better fix my makeup real quick. That's just crazy. So anyway,
It was an emergency.
It must have been an emergency. I didn't see it without the makeup. It could truly have been.
Yeah.
So welcome, Connie. Welcome.
Thank you, Eddie.
It was
I'm
so
glad
nice.
to be here.
It's so nice to have you here. We've been working together for a little while. I helped Connie with their website. Let's take a look at that website. There's their beautiful website. They have the best website.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Well, we kind of did it together, along with Ashley Barker came over and helped.
Yeah.
And we were playing around. We've got the, if you hit hours and cost, it takes you right to a video where Connie explains everything you need to know about that. I'm just going to press play on that, but there we go. And you can even blow it up right here. You just press that button and it blows up. And Connie tells you all about the hours. And I guess things really changed, Connie, during the shutdown. So why don't you tell us what happened? What's your shutdown story, your COVID measures? Tell us about what happened when y'all closed.
Well, when we had the shelter in place, we were lucky enough that the Ogeechee River was flooded then. So that was pretty much our reason for being closed, even though we should have all been home anyway. So we had the flooded river. Then we all came back slowly and we reopened. And we've just asked everyone to social distance. We haven't really required masks. At this point, we haven't had to so far.
Well, you're an outside facility for the most part. These are nature trails.
Right.
Yeah. And you have the museum. So when they go in the museum, how do you work that?
I literally walk in the door ahead of the family or the little group that came together. No more than 5 or 6 people have been in our viewing room or museum at one time. I go in and turn the movie on, and I tell them I'll meet them back outside, and I go outside and just let them watch the movie and go view the museum.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, now you have a lot of people coming back to walk the trails because you were just recently flooded again. Is that correct?
That's right. We were closed for flooding for 5 or 6 days, and then the city of Savannah came to cut trees. So we closed for that.
All right. Well, how often do you have that flooding?
Well, the Ogeechee River is hard to predict now, but you used to have a 10-year flood and a 100-year flood, but now we never know when it's going to flood.
So you think it's more frequent?
A lot more frequent.
A lot more frequent.
And different times of the year that it floods. When it used to just be a springtime event.
So how do you let people know?
We immediately post on our Facebook. We hang a sign up in our driveway that shows pictures of the flooded river and tells that our trails are flooded.
So people should know that when you are closed, it's because it's a dangerous situation.
Oh, yeah. It's, our boardwalks and bridges, some of them are underwater. A lot of the trail is underwater. People think, well, I can just go walk in the water, but it makes wildlife be a lot closer, like alligators, wild hogs, snakes come out of snakes don't want to be in the water, so they're coming up.
Yeah, so there's less room for them to be away from the trail, and they come up to the trail, which is the highest point.
Right.
Is what you're saying.
Right.
Okay. Well, I guess a lot of people wonder why you're closed, and that would be the reason. And I heard somebody comment that you need to put it on your Facebook, but I not the Facebook, on the website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just recently, people have said, hey, you need to put it on your website. And I say, well, we use Facebook as our platform for social media. If you go on there, every time we're closed, we tell you we're closed.
Yeah, because that's kind of an of-the-moment thing, and you just don't update your website like that often. Somebody's ringing the doorbell.
I hear that.
And we're going to ignore them. I don't know who that is. Hold on. Hello? What do you know, people? Come on in.
Must be a cousin. UPS?
No, it's Will. I told him I'd call him after 1, but he didn't get a message. We're live on Facebook right now. There's Will. Hey, Will. Well, they can't see you because you're not in the camera. But anyway, Will popped by. And we'll be wrapped up here in just about 20 more minutes, if you give us just a minute.
Stop by to say hello. I'm going to give you a call later.
All right, yeah. I'll talk to you after 1.
See ya.
All right. Thanks. All right. So getting back to things, where were we? We're talking about the flooding.
We were talking
of the
about the closing and the flooding.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's aggravating to people because they come one week and they're like back the next week. But that's just what's going on with the river right now. It's been fluctuating back and forth. It falls and then it'll dramatically rise again. And
Yeah.
we have no choice.
Yeah. Well, people, if you see it's closed, just accept that it's closed and don't be upset about it. I mean, there's, if she could just go right to the website and spend all day working on her website, but she does put it on Facebook right there from the phone. So just try to check, with Facebook. If you, what are the hours? Now you changed your hours, so you're not open every day anyway.
No, we're not open every day. We're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. That seems to be the less busiest day is Monday and Tuesday. So we try to figure out when can we close. Too many people come on the weekend, so there's no way to close on Sunday. So we close Monday, Tuesday. We're open Wednesday through Sunday, 9 to 5.
Great, great. Well, tell some people about the canal, because a lot of people haven't been out there. You got a rating on Google, a nice 5-star from this lady who said, she's been here her entire life and she didn't even know about this facility. Tell us all about what you offer at the Savannah-Ogeechee Canal.
Okay, so the Savannah-Ogeechee Canal is the oldest barge canal in the state of Georgia. It was completed in 1830. It has a lot of history. There are beautiful nature trails there. John Durst donated us land, 187 acres. We also have 185 acres next door that the state of Georgia allows us to use. So our trails connect to those trails, and there's plenty of places to walk. We have a museum. We have pavilion rentals, and we also have a campground.
I was just pulling up the visual of your team. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the team that you have here at Savannah-Ogeechee Canal?
Wonderful. So Builder Bob, we could not operate the canal without this man. He showed up one day, asked could he be a volunteer. He's been there ever since. Very dedicated. He makes all repairs. We're very excited that he got a way to ride this week, because we have a new volunteer, Curtis Murdoch and son, who arrived at the canal and fixed the golf cart.
All right.
So
awesome.
now Bob has a way to go.
Yeah, yeah. And then you have here on the website, we have Wendy on Wheels.
Wendy Savannah showed up and offered to be our project manager for our trail. Our trail is from the Ogeechee River all the way to the west end of River Street. So she has a big job. We've already done a lot of that trail work, and Wendy wants to help complete it.
Now, when you say that it's all the way from the Ogeechee River to the Savannah River, but it's not all one trail.
No, unfortunately, I-16 and I-95 interrupt that trail. So it'll probably be many years before we get to cross those two or go under those two. So for a long time, we're just going to have two trails.
Okay, so Wendy she's putting together what's the first area that you're really working on?
Well, she's been communicating with Savannah Quarters, and we're working on the closest trail to the canal, which is leaving the canal, going down Bush Road. We hope that we can get with the county and have them build a safe walking and biking trail along the side of Bush Road. Because originally when our trail was planned, we were going to use the city's right-of-way, which goes through the properties on Bush Road. Those people weren't real happy about that. So we kind of backed off and said, you know what? We're not going to go through these yards. We're just going to build another trail. And then it continues across Little Neck and all the way to Quaco and ends at I-16.
Okay, great. I've been out in some of these areas that are really beautiful. And you said leaving the canal. What you mean is leaving the museum and nature center and walking, but you're still along the canal, which is what's great about it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, out at your actual museum and nature center, there are a lot of trails there. So people don't really have to walk along the road or further up, but they can walk the canal really right there at the Savannah-Ogeechee Canal Museum and Nature Center. Tell us about those trails.
Correct. We have a swamp trail that is a beautiful 1 mile, 7/10 loop that goes
beautiful.
down to the Ogeechee River and back across beautiful boardwalks and bridges.
And along the canal, too.
Oh, yeah, along the historic towpath. And actually, just this past weekend, someone cleared the heel path, which is on the other side of the canal.
Yeah.
So one of our new volunteers, Joe Regan, did that work.
Well, here, if we look back at the website, you can see this is going down the boardwalks, this top part, and that's right next to the canal. But when you get further in there, you cross into the woods a little bit, into the swamp, these beautiful winding boardwalks, and then you have some benches off on the side and some places for people to sit down. And then it kind of winds along the Ogeechee River. Just beautiful, beautiful plants, beautiful to see everything in its natural state.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. And then you get to there's a little pavilion. Is it a pavilion? What would you call that?
It is a shelter at
shelter.
the river, and you can take your cooler down and have a picnic lunch. You could fish if you are a member off of that shelter.
Yeah, tell us about being a member.
So our membership opportunities have changed a little bit. We now offer memberships for $40 for an individual, $65 for two people, and $80 for a family, and that's two adults with up to 4 kids. And that's an annual yearly membership. With your membership, you can fish whenever you like. You can paddle with us if you give us a float plan.
When you say whenever you like, you mean when you're open?
Yes, whenever we are open, Wednesday through Sunday, 9 to 5. You can come fish. If you're camping, you can be fishing after hours. So camping is another amenity that we offer our members only.
Okay, so if you're a member, you can then pay an additional fee to go camping.
Yes.
All right, and this is tent camping.
Yes, tent camping within walking distance of our hot showers.
Yeah, so you have a nice bathroom facility. You're keeping that very clean, which is very important, especially through COVID. But
Correct.
And I know you have hand sanitizer out there and all that stuff, so people should feel safe going out there. I'm telling you, I've been out there several times, and it's just a beautiful place. And so when you're camping, where do they camp? You have some campsites made, or?
We have a campground, and we actually, Joe Regan, our new volunteer, is going to help clear those other sites that we're wanting to clear that are just a little more private. So right now we just have a large campground that's open. It has a fire pit and a shelter with picnic tables.
And then there are the other campsites, because I've seen those already.
Oh, yeah.
So they're established. You just want to kind of clean them up some?
Yeah, they're there, but we just need to do a little more clearing, make a better path to those sites.
Well, it's nature, and people should understand that this is all natural. So, yeah, if you're walking through the woods, it's the same way if you go anywhere. If you go out into the wilderness to camp, there's not always a prepared spot, but you do have prepared spots. They're just a little maybe overgrown in some places.
Right.
But campers can be, they can take care of that somewhat themselves.
Oh, yeah. And if you're a member, you don't have to camp in our campground. If you talk to us about where you're wanting to go camp, we'll give you other opportunities.
Well, good.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the campers you have out there, you have the scouts, right?
All the time. The scouts, they support us tremendously. The Eagle Scouts just came out, an Eagle Scout. Noah Shook and did his Eagle Scout project, shoring up our gopher tortoise habitat.
Awesome. So you have a gopher tortoise habitat.
We do. We have an adult gopher tortoise that's been there many, many years, and then a few babies.
All right. Good.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
And now the other wildlife that's there is just wild. I mean, you said alligators, so I saw somebody took a picture of the alligator. Let me pull that up on the website. If you scroll down, you can see, there, somebody walking out on the trail spotted this little guy or gal. And tell us about this alligator.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that was Dan Hernandez of the Rough Runners. They came out and did an adventure race at the Canal. But he walked and took that picture of that alligator and brought it back. And we have them all the time. People come, they go, there's an alligator out there. And I said, that's where they live. It's their habitat. We're all visitors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. And then something else really big out at the Savannah-Ogeechee Canal is birding. And we have that on the website as well, with some pictures of some of the birds. These pictures were actually taken at the Savannah-Ogeechee Canal. And these are beautiful birds. And you have a list of the birds. They're year-round birds, spring and fall migrants, spring and summer residents, and then the winter residents. And tell me about birding and why this is so important right now.
Well, all of a sudden, the Georgia Department of Natural Resources revamped their website, and we are lucky enough to be one of 17 sites on the Colonial Birding Coast Trail. So they contacted us. They came out and did a walk to make sure we were still worthy of that, and we were. And miraculously, just all of a sudden, all these things started happening. the Ogeechee Audubon Society started having their meetings at the canal again.
Nice.
Emily from GPTV came out, 91.1.
That's the radio.
That's the radio. They, I called them GPTV. GPB.
GPB, that's it.
91.1. And their offices at Armstrong State College or Georgia Southern. They came out and she did an interview about our birding trail and just had that on the radio this week.
That is so
that
nice.
was very exciting.
Well, we got to find that interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We sure do.
So what if other people wanted to volunteer with you?
Oh, goodness. We have plenty of opportunities. So we want people to come out and use their talents. So if they are gardeners, there's plenty of opportunities in our butterfly garden and other places. Any master gardeners, we need help right now weeding our locks, lock 5 and 6, and taking all the vegetation off. We always have trail work, bathrooms to be clean, grass to be cut, weed eating. There's just a lot of opportunities for volunteers.
I see. Well, I put your phone number here up on the screen so people can give you a call. Now, she can't answer right now, though, folks. She's here with me.
Yeah.
But she would be answering the phone. That would be 9 to 5, Wednesday through Sunday.
And actually, my cell phone number is on that machine. So if you call that number, you can get me.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to wait for me to call you back. You can call myself.
But not right now, folks.
Yeah,
She's
don't
here with
call
me.
right now.
Yeah, don't call right now. We put that phone on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got some good volunteers. You've got always some good people helping you out. And there is a fee. Why don't you talk about people paying their fee? Because you have this like honesty box. And I think that's really nice. But some people try to avoid paying the fee, which I think is terrible because it's only $5. Correct?
Yes. We went up from $3 to $5, and it has
That's
helped
still
us
cheap.
tremendously, though, bill-wise, paying our bills.
Yeah.
It really has helped. But we had this wonderful sign made, and it tells everything we want it to tell. But I have to go approach each and every person that comes pretty much to get their fee because they looked at a wrong website.
Mm-hmm. What is your
old
website?
Ours is Savannah-Ogeechee Canal.org.
That's right.
And they will go to the S&O Canal or the Savannah-Ogeechee Canal.com.
These old defunct websites.
Old defunct websites we have not been able to get off of the internet. They have great history, but that's not us. They are not us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's if you Google search, your website comes up now.
Good.
Yeah. So that's for sure. And you can read a lot of reviews and see a lot of photographs on the Google search. So search for Savannah-Ogeechee Canal on Google, and that's what you're going to get. The Savannah-Ogeechee Canal Museum and Nature Center and the Savannah-Ogeechee Canal.org. Connie, we're kind of running out of time.
Okay, before we leave, I did not mention one of our other volunteers today.
Oh, let's
I
hear that.
mentioned everybody but Deb. Deb has been a big force in removing a lot of invasive plants, Confederate jasmine that was taking over our fence. She's been burning like crazy, and we could not do it without all of this help. And if anybody else wants to come help, please call this number, 912-748-8068. We need your help.
Yeah, because, and now's a good time to do the work because it's starting to cool off. Not today, though. You were saying we have a record temperature today?
Yeah, today's record temperatures.
It's nice and warm. But
Yep.
it'll be cooling off again very soon. And this would be the good time to go out there and help clear some branches or whatnot. I know a lot of dead branches have to be cleared and things like that. And, of course, keeping the beautiful walkways clear and of obstruction. I just love how beautiful it is out there. I don't think people understand, but you really have to walk back in to that swamp and really see it. And I encourage people, I really encourage you all, go out there and check it out. Anything else we need to say before we go?
All I'd like to say is if anybody ever has any suggestions for us at the canal, please call, let us know. We love criticism. good criticism. We want to make things better. If you see anything that needs to be changed, just call us and let us know. We'll do the best we can to make it happen.
All right, Connie. Well, this has been Eddie Rahx Live, the live stream. And I hope y'all learned something about the Savannah-Ogeechee Canal today. Connie has a fantastic facility, and she is the number one volunteer. She is a volunteer, and she does this out of the goodness of her heart for the community. Well, let's talk about, but we call you the Canoe Lady. So why do we call you the Canoe Lady?
Well, I've been renting boats for many, many years. I've done summer camp for almost 20 years and taught a massive amount of youngins how to paddle.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
can they still rent canoes from you today?
They can rent canoes from me today.
Okay. And so, but they really need to call your cell phone for that or something.
Yeah, they can call my cell phone.
Okay.
912-665-6565. And we also have paddling opportunities at the Canal for our members. So either way, you can call me or you can call the Canal.
Nice. That's one last thing. There's always something to say about the canal, but I do want to say this. They have sometimes boaters want to go up in the canal from the river, and you can't do that. These are there's historic locks, these old brick locks, and on the floor of these locks, the gates are down there, and just all of it hasn't been excavated, but there has been some archaeology already done out there. So much, There's a lot of archaeology has been accomplished out there, and they have a museum full of artifacts from that, where they excavated the well and the house where the
Tollkeeper's house.
the tollkeeper's house where he used to live. So there's all kinds of artifacts, but just because it's not an ongoing thing, in the future, other archaeologists will come and work at that site. So so there is no digging and treasure hunting out there. That is reserved for professionals who will return with more advanced equipment. Technology changes all the time. I was talking about this. Excuse me. I was talking about this the other day on a show.
Oh, yeah.
How the technology gets better and better, and so now they can discover new places to dig. And one day they're going to come back to the Savannah-Ogeechee Canal, just like they go back to the islands and different places, the barrier islands, and continue archaeology. So please stay out of that canal unless you come through the front door. All right? All right. Well, this is Eddie Rahx, and we are saying y'all have a beautiful day. Thank you, Connie.
Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you. Just hold right there.